This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is private equity practice transactions slowing in lower margin specialties. One of the things that we're hearing and seeing is private equity driven transactions getting a little tighter and a little bit more cautious around practice transactions that have lower margins. And this makes a lot of sense. As the cost of debt has ballooned to literally 10% or so cost on debt backing up private equity sponsored deals, often 12%, this makes cash flow a lot tighter. And thus, you could do all the EBITDA calculations you want, but if you can't reach your debt compliance covenants or pay and service your debt, you're in trouble. And so what's happening with lower margin practice specialties is private equity is much more cautious about investing where the debt financing and the returns are going to be tougher and tougher. And this is one of the things that we're seeing currently. We're seeing it across a number of specialties, and we'll see how long that lasts. But things are getting tougher in terms of practice transactions involving areas like ophthalmology, involving areas like OB-GYN, urology the same. And not that there's not so lots of transactions going on, but there's still great margin specialties, but not as good of margin specialties as, let's say, orthopedics and cardiovascular. So what you've got is a situation in dermatology. So you've got a situation where private equity has to be a lot more cautious, because at the end of the day, cash flow is the answer to most things. And even though you might have great EBITDA, if you've got really high debt costs and you don't have cash flow, you have serious troubles. So today's discussion is private equity transactions slow in certain specialties. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast.